Mayor and council members, the meeting is now being recorded and live streamed.
Thank you for that, City Clerk. The meeting will now reconvene at 6:07 p.m. City Attorney, please provide the closed session report.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. The City Council is now back in open session, having met in closed session to discuss the item listed on the agenda. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.1A5, in regards to a maintenance worker one position, final action was taken by a vote of 5-0 to uphold the hearing officer determination and find with respect to a disciplinary matter. The City Council instructed staff to reduce the matter to writing and forward the same to the parties for final disposition. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you for that, City Attorney. If there's no objection by the City Council, I will adjourn the City Council closed session and at 6:07 p.m. And we will reconvene the City Council open session successor agency. Good evening and welcome to the June 9th, 2025, 6 p.m. regular joint meeting of the Bell Gardens City Council successor agency to the Community Development Commission. The meeting will now come to order at 6:08 p.m. Members of the public may view and listen to the meeting live online through the city's website as noted on the agenda. If any member should have a conflict of interest, please announce any item you are recusing yourself from due to a conflict of interest prior to the item being heard. Tonight's invocation will be given by Pastor Leal, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Girl Scouts Troops number 2543 with Carmon Vargas.
Well, good evening, Mr. Mayor Chavez and our councilmen and councilwomen, our city manager, our chief, and the rest of the leaders of this city. I want to thank you again for giving me the opportunity to come before you and lead you in prayer. I know that our city is going through some difficult times, but I want to remind you and all the citizens that are here that the Bible says in Romans 16:20 that the God that gives peace to all men be with you. So let us come to our feet if you can, and let us bow our heads. Know that as we pray, we come into the presence of God, and let us put this meeting in His hands. Father, we want to thank you. We want to thank you for this city. We want to thank you for each one of our leaders, our mayor, and those men and women that make our city to go forward. Father, we want to thank you for them. But Father, we also want to thank you, Father, for every employee, our chief, and the rest of the staff, and also every citizen of our city, Father. As times are difficult, we come before you. We ask that you give peace to our state, our city, our country, and the whole world, Father. Father, we ask this in the precious name, and we also ask that you be with us in this meeting. May everything that takes place will be for your honor and for your glory, and we ask this in the precious name of Jesus, and can we say amen? Thank you.
Please stay standing. Face the flag. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated.
Thank you so much for that. City Clerk, please announce the roll call of the City Council successor agency.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the council and successor agency, Barcena.
Present.
Councilwoman Guillen.
Present.
Councilwoman Sanchez.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem de la Rosa.
Present.
And Mayor Chavez.
Present. Thank you for that, City Clerk. We will now move on to presentations. City Manager, please introduce the presentations.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Chavez. The first item we have is a certificate of recognition for the Bell Gardens Intermediate School dance team. And we have Mr. Mendoza and members of the dance team here. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much for that, City Manager. I'd like to call up the Bell Gardens Intermediate Dance Team if they want to come up to the podium, along with their director. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and read the certificate. On behalf of the City of Bell Gardens, Certificate of Recognition honoring the Bell Gardens Intermediate Dance Team. The Bell Gardens City Council is honored to recognize the Bell Gardens Intermediate Dance Team. The BGI Dance Team started as a small after-school club and has grown into a core elective in the school curriculum with serving over 142 students. The BGI dance team has earned 12 regional championships at the Sierra Vista Dance Competition and is a two-time winner of the Knott's Berry Farm State Championship Competition. Your hard work and dedication and achievements have made the City of Bell Gardens proud. Congratulations on all your achievements and accomplishments, and we look forward to seeing many more for the coming years of more success. Signed, Jorge Chavez, Mayor of the City Council, along with the Bell Gardens City Council, this June 9th, 2025. And at this moment, I'd like to give an opportunity to our students to share some words and share with us your experience being on the dance team.
Hello, my name is Ruth Guillen, and I am so excited and honored to serve as the new Vice President of the dance team. It is an honor to represent a group that brings passion, discipline, and unity to every performance. I want to thank everyone who continues to support our dance team, families, and the community. Your encouragement truly means a lot. I want to give a special thank you to Dr. Mendoza for his dedication, guidance, and for always believing in us. I'm really looking forward to what's ahead, and I am excited for all the opportunities we'll have to grow, perform, and represent our dance team with pride. Thank you all for your time.
Good evening. Good evening. I want to take a moment to sincerely thank you for recognizing me and my dance team. It truly means a lot to me and the team. Recognition in any form is never something I take for granted, and hearing those words of acknowledgement from you reminds me why I do what I do. It's incredibly encouraging to know that the effort I put has not only been seen but valued. Your recognition inspires me to keep growing, to stay committed, and do my best. Thank you.
Hello all council members, my name is Anthony Mondragon, and I want to thank you all for recognizing us on our hard work. This team has helped me through a lot, both mentally and emotionally. I've made connections such as friends and family. On April 12th, 2025, my team won the state championship, and it's the best gift I can ask for. And I am very proud of my team. I finally want to thank all the council members for recognizing us and giving us this gift of recognition. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Jaden Olvera, and my role as a candidate is captain. My job is to take care of the dancers and make sure they are doing what they are supposed to do and make sure they are on task. Recently, we have become state champions for Knott's Berry Farms competition. As for all my years as a dancer, I have experience on how this program works. My efforts in dance are flawless, amazing, and awesome. All in all, I love to take care of my dancers, and I hope the team grows on and on. Thank you for your time for listening.
Hello, my name is Bethany Gomez, and I am secretary. I enjoyed this year's dance team. I met new people and had new experiences. I'm glad to be a part of this year's ASB. Everyone was super kind and supportive. I'm excited for new years to come and the new people I will meet over the years. Although it is my first year, many exciting things has happened. Thank you, Dr. Mendoza, and thank you for giving me opportunities to be up here giving my speech. This is something special to me that I will always keep in my heart. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to my speech.
Hello, my name is Brittany Golan. I am 8th grade rep the dance team. The dance team really helped me make friends and made it more an honorable experience for me. I was so proud of my dance team, who has won state champion twice at Knott's Berry Farm. It was fun being with everyone and enjoying that experience with my teammates. I'm really grateful for being in dance, and was one of the reasons that made me feel more motivated. Even though there were some ups and down moments, my dance team was able to pull through it. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Emma Diaz. I'm a member of the dance team. This team is like family. Dance is an art form that uses movement that expresses emotions, ideas, or stories. Dancing has taught me in this discipline, teamwork, and the importance of perseverance. It wasn't just something I do. It's something I live and breathe every single day. It's a way to connect with music, yourself, and others, offering physical, emotional, and social benefits. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having us tonight. I didn't know Miss Isabel. Congratulations. She was my student. Georgella was my student, and I went to school with Marco. So I'm getting old, but I am so proud of this council and the work that you guys do. Chief, I'm telling you, we had an incident in our school. I always bug him, and like seconds, there's somebody to respond, and that's how I know that you're the man. I'm telling you. And so thank you, Francis and Mr. Barcena, for having us here. The competition would not have been possible without the support you gave us. And I am so grateful. And I mean, Jorge, what? Mayor again, what? Okay. I'm so super proud of this council, and thank you for supporting the arts. I think a lot of my kids, it was their first time speaking. They were freaking out, but they were practicing and they wanted to address you, and I think this is a learning moment for them. So I'm so grateful, and I'm so proud. So proud to be a product of Bell Gardens. So yes, I had been here my entire life. I did start with 12 students. I think Jorgela was your English teacher back then before it became a core program. And so it's been quite a journey for us. So keep up the good work. And thank you for having us here tonight. I'm very grateful, and thank you. Please support the arts.
Well, first off, again, thank you so much to the students for being here. Thank you to Dr. Mendoza as well for all your work. And I mean, you mentioned a couple of us here on the council. And I mean, this when we talk about it takes a community, it takes a village to raise a child. I mean, you were part of that. So I'm extremely grateful for guiding me in my time in your classroom. I also want to mention that similar to other organizations here in the city, and as your part, Dr. Mendoza, with these students, there's also the parents that are a core part, right? We talk about the parents and for them continually taking them out to practice and going on the weekends to help out, and the get-togethers, not to mention that. So who's gonna, hey, my mom can bring in cupcakes, my mom can go, or my dad can go ahead and bring us some Gatorades or whatever, right? Again, it's all part of that community, and I do want to acknowledge a parent who wants to speak and who shows support, Miss Rosario Luna, who, if she's present here, this would be the opportunity for them to speak if they want to share something. I know that they wanted to make a comment, but I figured since we're on this item, it's for the BGI dancers. So, Miss Rosario Luna.
Buenas tardes, señoras concejales, a todos presentes, y a algunos de ustedes yo los conozco muy de cerca, y para agradecerles de antemano al señor Bárcena, señora León, al señor de la Rosa, los que han estado soportando a nuestro baile, a nuestro maestro, el gran director, y al doctor Mendoza. Ustedes saben que él ha convertido a estos niños ya en muy grande, ha ido, y me gusta, y les vengo a dar las gracias a ustedes por apoyarnos, al jefe Camacho, porque él sabe lo que es el baile también, y quisiéramos que nos siguieran soportando, nos sigan ayudando, nos sigan apoyando. Gracias, señor Mendoza, por tener esos lindos niños que son muy importantes, han llegado muy lejos. El trabajo de ellos es muy duro el trabajo del señor José Mendoza. Demasiado dedicación le da a los niños, y quisiera un aplauso para él y para sus niños. Gracias, y nosotros somos los padres. Yo vengo a representar a todos los padres que no han podido venir, y que gracias a ustedes nosotros estamos aquí. Nos han puesto la atención que en Bell Gardens tenemos un gran ballet, un gran maestro de baile y unos grandes bailarines. Y ustedes ya lo han visto algunos, y es un trabajo muy grande para los niños, demasiado. Es una terapia para los niños y quisiera que nos sigan apoyando también. Gracias.
Now, I'd like to thank you so much for that comment, Ms. Rosario Luna. I'd like to give this opportunity for the rest of the council to make comments and to also share some compliments to this incredible BGI dance team.
Sure, I'll go ahead and get started. I want to thank, first of all, the students that are here, and I want to say congratulations on your victory. Also, very impressive that you came here prepared with something to say, and I commend you for having the courage to not be shy, because I know it's sometimes it could be a little bit difficult to speak in public on a microphone, but you guys did really, really well, and I want to say keep doing that. Keep studying and doing your dance, because when you combine art and education, no one can stop you. So keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right track. We're very grateful that Dr. Mendoza is here to guide you guys. We're very proud of him too. By the way, he was also mayor here in the city of Bell Gardens. So he continues to give back to the community. I really, really appreciate what he's doing. You guys, great job. Señora Rosario y todas las demás mamás y papás de los muchachos que siguen apoyando al arte, muchas gracias. Y vamos a seguir adelante como consejo todos unidos para seguir apoyando programas de arte, porque es muy importante que nuestra comunidad tenga esa opción de expresarse, porque necesitamos comunidades con más salud mental, y bailar definitivamente es algo que ayuda. Otra vez, felicidades. Congratulations, guys. Keep doing your thing and let us know whatever we can do to help. We want to see you succeed. Right.
Congratulations, Dr. Mendoza, again on a wonderful year. And to you students for all the hard work that you're putting in to make sure that you're state champions once again. One of you mentioned that this is the second time. And for some of you, this was your first time, joining the dance team. And it takes a lot of courage, one, to dance in front of people, and two, to come here and speak in front of all of us. So I commend you for that, and congratulations again. Y también a todos los padres por todo el apoyo que le dan a sus hijos y a Dr. Mendoza para que siga su grupo de baile. Y ya saben que pueden contar conmigo con cualquier cosa. Aquí estoy para apoyarlos. Gracias.
Congratulations to the entire dance team. I'm incredibly proud of your passion, your talent, and dedication towards the art. It takes a lot to really do that, and I'm really proud of you. Para el doctor Mendoza, todos los padres que están aquí presentes, gracias a ustedes por apoyar a sus hijos en este camino tan lindo. He tenido el placer de ver una programación que tuvieron al fin del año durante las fiestas navideñas, y realmente fue maravilloso y excelente trabajo para todo el equipo y toda la coordinación que se llevó a cabo. Así que sigan bailando y sigan brillando. Gracias.
I'd like to share the sentiment. Congratulations, and congratulations on speaking so beautifully. Mr. Mendoza, Dr. Mendoza, you helped me come out of my shell. It started with you. I was super shy, super reserved. I would blush, turn red. You helped with that, so thank you. Thank you, thank you. I don't have the words, but thank you so much. Like my colleague said, it takes a village. You are part of my village, so thank you. And it truly means a lot. Padres, es un orgullo, placer conocerlos. Ustedes son lo que hacen que los hijos florezcan. Les comparto, yo acabo de perder a mi papá. Es hermoso verlos aquí. Sigan apoyando a sus hijos.
Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Again, just wanna say congratulations on behalf of the whole council, and I know that we won, it seems 12 regional championships, and then we won for the second time the Knott's Berry Farm State Championship competition. So I'd say let's make it 3, right? Let's make it 3. Let's continue advancing, and we've had the pleasure in this council of having other champions here from the Bell Gardens High School team, from the football team, and other organizations. And I'm really proud of all of you, really, for continually putting BG on the map. When you're out there performing, wear that BG badge proudly, right? I can't tell you all enough. I remember when I was growing up, going to high school, and I used to go to different conferences, and I'd tell them, well, I'm from Bell Gardens, and then say, where's that at, right? I used to always have to say, it's right next to Downey, but it's better, right? So again, just continue wearing that BG badge proud. Know that your council is here supporting you, always will be. And with that said, I think it's time for us to take this picture. Thank you so much. right, City Manager, next presentation.
Thank you, Mayor Chavez. The next presentation is a certificate of recognition for Rice Street Thai Restaurant. It's on Florence and Haboneria. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much for that. And I'll go ahead and pass it over to Dr. De Leon Sanchez.
Thank you. This is a certificate of recognition honoring Rice Street Thai. The Bell Garden City Council is proud to recognize Rice Street Thai for your thriving business and outstanding success. We congratulate you on your superb restaurant, offering a welcoming atmosphere with unique urban Thai cuisine, featuring a Southeast Asian flair, ensuring deliciousness for all to enjoy. We wish you continued success and prosperity for many years ahead. Signed by our Mayor, Jorge Chavez, and the City Council. And I see, Jack, that you're here, so if you want to go ahead and come up to the podium. Just a little bit about Jack. He is the owner of Rice Street Thai, and I personally want to thank you for your dedication to our community. I know any single time the community reaches out to you, for support, you're always there. You're so welcoming to all your clients, and having a business like yours helps us here at the city continue to thrive. And I know that a lot of residents love your cuisine, but not only that, a lot of residents visit Bell Gardens just to eat at your establishment. So thank you so much, Jack. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Leon Sanchez, for reading that. Thank you, Jack. It took me, I think, 2 or 3 tries to finally get you to come to this council meeting. But I'm very happy that you're here and that you know that your council is here to support you, right? You have a business here in our city, and you provide delicious meals to our community. And I've seen your videos go viral a couple of times too, putting BG on the map, which I love, right there on that corner of Haboneria and Florence. Can't go wrong with that. I also want to say, if anybody hasn't tried some of their pad thai, oh man, delicious. And they also have pho too, which I'm also happy about. And today I think I got the grilled steak plate. Got 2 sides, fajitas. And anyways, I'm not gonna read the whole menu, but it's delicious. It's great food. I want to go ahead and pass it over to my colleagues if they also want to share some sentiments and if they want to share some of their favorite cuisines at the Rice Street.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jack, for making Bell Gardens part of your extended home. A core memory at Rice Street, my sister and I would always go to Rice Street right after class in high school. And actually, she's here present today. Shout out to my sister. But she introduced me to Thai cuisine at Rice Street. And the first plate I've tried was mu yang. So that was delicious, and it really set the expectation pretty high. So if someone wants to try it out, go right ahead. Rice Street is the spot to go. So thank you so much.
I just want to thank you for sharing your cuisine with our residents. It's always good to have something different, I love Mexican food, but mixing it up here and there is always more than welcome. So thank you for being part of our community. Thank you also for engaging beyond just normal service. I know that you have participated in some CELA events in the past, so we appreciate you being an active member of our business community. Thank you, Jack.
Alrighty then. I also want to just briefly give an opportunity to Jack. If you could share some words, the podium's right there. And,
Thank you so much. It's an honor for me to be here today. I wasn't prepared to give any speech, but I turned down Mayor many times because I didn't expect anything in return. I always do everything from my heart, and I love to help people and the community. And our restaurant is successful is because the community of Bell Garden. Without the people of Bell Garden, I have no restaurant. So thank you so much. I appreciate it and truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause here. Go ahead and take the picture. City Manager, next presentation.
Thank you, Mayor Chavez. The next item is a proclamation for Juneteenth, which commemorates the ending of slavery in the United States. I'll turn over to Councilmember
Thank you so
Miguel
much.
de la Rosa.
Had a little hiccup there. Thank you so much, Mike. So here we have a proclamation in honor of Juneteenth, Day of Observance. Whereas Juneteenth is the oldest known celebration commemorating freedom from slavery in the United States, and whereas on June 19th, 1865, more than 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, word finally reached Galveston, Texas, that slaves were free, and whereas on June 18th, 2021, President Joe Biden proclaimed Juneteenth as the 12th federal holiday to be observed on June 19th, and whereas on June 19th, we commit ourselves to the work of equity, equality, and justice, and commit together to eradicate systematic racism that still undermines our founding ideals and collective prosperity. And whereas on Juneteenth, an observance celebrated with traditions handed down through many generations, including family gatherings and picnics, music, stories told by elders and local historians, speeches, and recognitions of prominent individuals who have made significant achievements and contributions to the community. And whereas it is time for reflection and rejoicing, a time for assessment, self-improvement, and for planning the future. And whereas let's join together in celebration of freedom, family, and community by embodying the spirit of peace, respect, brotherly love, and to honor and salute our city's rich cultural legacy and diversity. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Jorge Chavez, Mayor of the City of Bell Gardens, with the City Council, do hereby proclaim June 19th and annually thereafter as Juneteenth Day in the City of Bell Gardens, and urge all residents to reflect and celebrate this very important date in our nation's history and commit to rededicating ourselves to the ongoing work of guaranteeing liberty and equal rights to all Americans, proclaimed on this 9th day of June, 2025.
Thank you so much for that, Mayor Pro Tem de la Rosa. Ms. City Manager, next presentation.
Just a quick correction for Mayor Pro Tem de la Rosa. I think I said Councilmember de la Rosa. Apologies for that. Mayor, the next item is the LGBTQIA+ Pride Month proclamation to commemorate the contributions of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer culture and community. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you for that. I'll go ahead and pitch it over to Councilmember Marco Barcena.
Thank you, Mayor. So today I have a proclamation here, but before I read the proclamation, I noticed, and I don't know if this was planned, they didn't tell me about it, but I do have, we have guests here that are very special that I would like for them to come up, if you don't mind. It's Nancy Collins from Paloma Therapy, mental health and well-being, local business, and then we also have DJ Irene for all of the house people that love music. So happy to see you here today. I'm gonna go ahead and read the proclamation, and then I do have a lot to say about you guys, but it's a proclamation in honor of LGBTQIA+ Pride Month. Whereas we celebrate June as Pride Month in Bell Gardens, California, we are reminded of what makes California great, our remarkable capacity to advance together across every conceivable difference, no matter the physical distance between us. From our separate homes, we stand together with the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual, and more community of Bell Gardens as they declare their pride in who they are and whom they love. And whereas the LGBTQIA+ community has worked together tirelessly for respect, equality, and their very right to exist, their battles have been fought in the courts, from marriage equality to demanding equal protection under the law. While there has been remarkable progress towards acceptance and equality in recent years, members of the LGBTQIA plus community in the United States and around the world still face unacceptable levels of discrimination and violence. This includes people who aren't safe at home and those who do not have a home in which to stay. And we must push back against those who threaten the safety of our communities, Bell Gardens residents, and challenge our progress. And we must continue to make the case that all human beings are have something fundamental in common. All of us want to be loved, and all of us want to love. We will stand with our LGBTQIA plus family, friends, and neighbors, and as Pride celebrations are a prominent feature of Pride Month, and in the city of Bell Gardens, we are proud to support LGBTQIA plus communities' right to live their lives out loud. And as we celebrate Pride in Bell Gardens and across the state, we must continue to demand equal rights for all to create a California for all. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Jorge Chavez, our mayor in the city of Bell Gardens, with the entire council, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2025 as LGBTQIA plus Pride Month in Bell Gardens, and encourage all residents to eliminate prejudice wherever it exists and celebrate our LGBTQIA plus community. Proclaimed this 9th day of June 2025 and signed by our mayor, Jorge Chavez.
So much for that, Mayor. I want to give the guests that we have here an opportunity to speak, and then just kind of commemorate and share sort of what this means to them, and always knowing that their council is here to support them.
I just want to say thank you, first of all, to council members for the opportunity for me and Irene to be here and represent our community. Driving into Bell Gardens every morning, the month of June, and seeing all the flags around our community is not only a symbol of love, dignity, and respect, but that the community is very supportive of our community and our children. Because when children grow up, and it's like the small details that really count, when they see those flags, they will grow up with the idea that they could be who they are, that they're going to be respected, loved, and deserve love. And I just want to say that continuing to put those flags up every year is so important, not just for us as adults, but for the children. And I want to also dedicate this honor to all of those that are not here today any longer, that have been victims of the unforeseen things that happen when people want to come out and live their lives freely. So I want to honor this to them today. Thank you.
Well, as DJ Irene, it's an honor to stand here, not as just an artist, but a proud member of this vibrant community. I grew up in Montebello, and coming over here to Bell Gardens has really, you guys have made me feel like family here, and thank you so much for that. This recognition means so much for me and for all of us who fought to be seen, heard, and celebrated. We are loud and we are proud. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I want to give this opportunity for the rest of the council if they want to share some words.
Sure. I want to say, with everything that's going on right now, I want to share a negative experience that I've had. I've had people call me and complain about the flags, right? And it makes me really sad. This happened a few months ago. It happens every year. But I think right now when we have I'm an immigrant, right? So when we have our community of immigrants being literally attacked, kidnapped, and their rights being violated, I feel like this is a perfect time to draw that parallel and say, look at all the similarities that this disadvantaged community of immigrant has with the LGBTQIA+, right? And understand that we're all brothers and sisters. We're all here, and what better opportunity than now to really connect and make sure that we got each other's backs, right? This is a perfect time to be conscious about that we're all human, and that we're all here to help each other. And I'm so proud of you guys. And I also feel extremely lucky that you guys are Bell Gardens residents. You know, I found that out a few years ago. And getting to know you guys and what you do and having you guys come to volunteer at our events. Both of you are authors of children's books that teach love and respect. And I just feel so lucky that you guys are here and you've been supporting the community. I want to really, really thank you. I also want to thank the council for being supportive of all the programming that we have, of the flags, of everything that we stand for is just amazing. And it's thanks to you guys, but also thanks to civically engaged residents like Irene and Nancy. So thank you guys for making this special moment possible here on the council.
I too want to thank you for being so involved in our community. You know, it's one thing to live here, but it's another thing to be civically engaged. And, you know, time and time again, whether it's you attending an event or you participating in that event one way or another, you know, your presence matters. And so being civically engaged and continuing to do that and living your life out loud for everybody to see and showing love, you know, is beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Irene and Nancy, for creating a safe space for our community members. And, you know, I just, you know, respect that, really. I admire everything you guys do, and, you know, you can always count on our support. Thank you so much.
Likewise, thank you. It's always a pleasure to see you both. And, you know, like Pope Francis said, who are we to judge? You encompassed it rightfully so. Love, dignity, and respect. And that's truly what we as a collective try to, you know, lead with, compassion and empathy. I think leading with that should resolve a lot of the issues that we are seeing nowadays. So thank you. And it's always a pleasure to see you, TJ.
Yeah, briefly again, it really means a lot. Know that your city is here to support you in your endeavors. You both are famous, all right, and you have a following. So every time you're out there and promoting and shouting out, make sure you always put BG as part of that as well, because here your community is with you and it's got your back, right? While we see a lot of, as Councilman Barcena mentioned, a lot of these times right now it's uncertain, know that Bell Gardens is moving forward in progress, right? We're heading in the right direction. So again, just thank you, and if there's no objection, I think we should all take a picture right now. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. We will now move on to public participations for items not listed on the agenda. Public participation is now open. City Clerk, please announce the instructions.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the public will now have an opportunity to speak on items not listed on the agenda. Please state your name for the record before addressing your comments. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes, subject to an overall 30-minute period. Callers wishing to make a comment may do so at this time by dialing *9 from your phone, and when instructed, dial *6 to unmute yourself. Individuals joining through Zoom may request to make a comment by using the raise hand feature and select the unmute or microphone icon. We will first hear from speakers that are in person, and we did not receive any written communication.
Thank you for that. City Clerk, I'd like to call up Tina P.
Hello, my name is Tina Perez. I'm here to advocate for my son Fabian Martinez, whose life was taken fatally, unnecessarily on Sunday, July 14th, 2024 at 9:25 p.m. on the corner of Moeller and Eastern due to the negligence of a driver under the influence. On April 30th, 2025, the judge whom sentenced the driver to a minimal 6 years was appalled at the utterly unjust single-digit sentence he could give to the driver, whose extensive background qualified him for the Watson Law. As his mother, a parent, this is repulsive, whom views this incident as a bias due to the fact that my son has a history with the BGPD. Regardless of my son's actions, he is still a human being who was hit and left alone on the street and died. This action is inhuman. No one deserves this. How is BG improving public safety? Quicker detective work, DUI checkpoints, cameras on high activity streets, tickets for front tinted windows. Also, I'd like to know if the city of BG is going to be supportive of MAD, who is having their activities September 27th for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Also, if you will be supporting illuminating the buildings and other areas of Bell Gardens in the color of red. And mainly, what is Bell Gardens doing to protect other community? Doing to protect the community against, drunk drivers. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your comment. I'd like to call up Sergio Martinez.
Good evening, Council. Thank you for this. My name is Sergio Martinez. Last time I spoke at this podium, I was asking you guys for independent counsel or independent audit for the police department, the Bell Garden Police Department. As my son's mother mentioned, my son passed away, Fabian Martinez. It was the method of some of the lack of investigation, it seemed, that this individual got away pretty much with a slap on his wrist. He had priors. He was driving without a license, a suspended license. They knew where he was, but because of the time they took, his alcohol level was pretty much low. And if they had done certain things, the courts would have been able to implement the Watson laws. That would have given them his alcohol level at the time of the incidents. But because certain matters weren't met, the judge, as much as he wanted to give him more time, he couldn't. He maxed him out with, I think it was like 6 years for killing my son. And like that day was my son. Who knows tomorrow? And if it continues, I kind of want to say this lack of thorough investigation, I want to say. And yeah, at the moment I am biased because it was my son, that passed away. And I feel that the police department pretty much drag their feet on this. You know, I'm not sure if they're aware of certain tactics, if they kind of didn't care. You know, like his mother mentioned, my son wasn't an angel, man, but that didn't mean that he should have been just disregarded. You know, pushed aside. No urgency was met, even though they had the suspect. They knew where he lived. He had confessed. You know, but because of the timing of their, I want to say, alcohol testing, right? He was allowed to not get charged with a serious crime. Had we not came that day and spoke on it, I believe that this matter would have got swept under the rug. You know, I just hope this matter doesn't fall on deaf ears, man. You know, like I said, if today, you know, we're here, his mother and I are here to speak for him. You know, we can't get justice. Justice was already served to him. That was it. We just hope this doesn't happen to someone else. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. If there's no objection by the members of the City Council successor agency, I will close public participation for non-agenda items. City Clerk, please announce the instructions for public participation for items listed on the agenda.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the public will now have an opportunity to speak on items listed on the agenda. Please state your name for the record. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Callers wishing to make a comment may do so at this time by dialing *9 from your phone, and when instructed, dial *6 to unmute yourself. Individuals joining through Zoom may request to make a comment by using the raise hand feature and select the unmute or microphone icon when instructed. We will begin to hear from members that are physically present in the council chamber. We didn't receive any written communication, and no one has joined us virtually.
Thank you for that, City Clerk. I'd like to call up Terrell Jones.
Hello, Council. I'd like to just first say that it was once said that no man is an island, and I didn't have an island to stand on until I came to Bell Gardens. But it was inadvertently through SLA, the company I now work for. And for this company I work for, I was hopeless. I had no direction. I didn't even feel human at all. I was homeless, without hope. But SLA gave me a chance at life again, a life that I had always wanted. But an opportunity was never presented to me until I was at SLA. And this company took me in like a family member. I didn't know this at the time, but they gave me skills. Gave me skills so I can learn a living wage, so I can feel like a person once again. I can have hope. I can believe in myself. But the hope didn't only come from SLA, it came from this community, because the job opportunity I was given was to work in this city. Like I said, at the time I didn't know this, but being able to work in this city, it allowed me to interact with the community and to come to know the people in this community and see how they cared for those who worked and lived and traveled throughout this community. And I was embraced in this community. And I'd like to just thank every member of this council today for the opportunity to be here today and to speak about this great city that I've been able to give back to and who's given to me. Like I said, through SLA, I just want to thank everyone here for the opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. I'd like to call up George Magallanes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. It was a great opportunity to be here on a day where you recognized the BGI dance team. It was awesome to hear the young children speak and have their notes on their speeches. And we did that too. You know, you just heard from Terrell. And you're going to hear from Alex and Cuauhtemoc, and we told them the same thing, don't be nervous. And it was good to see the young kids speak so brightly, and to have someone like Dr. Mendoza, who's been a leader in their life and who's played a big role in their lives and some of yours. And I heard someone say that it takes a village to raise an individual, and that's what SLA does. It becomes a village for folks that need a second chance, for individuals that want to work, that want to be off the streets. I do community engagement for SLA, and can tell you that they've done great work in many communities throughout LA, throughout Huntington Park, Bell Gardens, Cudahy, Linwood. And they change lives. A lot of the folks that end up working with SLA end up getting union jobs, which is very, very difficult to do. Folks are always looking for employment, but to get into an apprenticeship program that leads you to a union job, it can be very, very difficult. SLA also partners with cities, like I said, to obtain greening grants, and has secured over $2 million in many cities where they've come in and put trees. They've removed asphalt in some of the schools, and we were so used to playing in playgrounds, kickball, and we never saw trees in our schools. I went to LAUSD schools, and it was a concrete jungle. It was very hot in the summer. Didn't have anywhere to go. But this is an opportunity for a company like SLA to partner with you, and I know that they're being considered for a contract for landscape maintenance. And it's not just a landscape maintenance company. It's not like they just hire someone and say, okay, that's your job, go home, spend your money. They become part of the community that they're servicing. And so it's with that I would like for you to take their contract into consideration. And hopefully you can listen to Alex and Cuauhtemoc tell their stories. Thank you very much, Mayor and members of the council. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that comment, George. I'd like to call up Cuauhtemoc Hernandez.
Hi, good evening. My name is Cuauhtemoc Hernandez. Thanks for having me here. Thanks. Good afternoon, council members, mayor, city manager, and city leaders. So, like my colleagues have mentioned, I'd like to speak on why I think SLA is the right company to do the city's landscape maintenance. My name is Cuauhtemoc Hernandez. I grew up in Southeast LA. I attended local schools here. I grew up across the river in the city of Bell, but I frequented Bell Gardens. I played soccer at Ford Park. I attended the libraries, and Southeast LA means a lot to me. And growing up, similar as like my colleagues said, there wasn't a lot of green spaces near our schools. So the work that SLA does is very important to me. I'm a graduate of Cal Poly Pomona in the landscape architecture department, and I reached out to Jesse a few years ago because I was really interested in the work that he was doing. It's more than a landscape company. They do great work with workforce development, greening schools, and maintenance work around the neighborhood. And I've seen the good work that Jesse's done and SLA has done, and I reached out so I could be part of that team. And while working here as an intern the past few months, I've seen firsthand the effect that this company has had. And I have complete confidence that SLA is the right company for the Bell Gardens landscape maintenance contract. And I appreciate all of y'all here, and I think that Bell Gardens is a great community, and I'm proud to say that we do a lot of important work here to make it a greener and a safer place. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that comment. I'd like to call up Alexander Ruelas.
Hi, good evening. I'm Alexander Ruelas. I met SLA through my 4th year as well in Cal Poly Pomona. He was a practitioner for our cohort, and we had 7 practitioners, so 7 different organizations coming out, and it was this that mostly spoke out to me. Its morals, its values for the community, for its involvement with schools, greening schoolyards, and planting trees. I have a background with as well my family. I grew up gardening, doing gardening work. Being local and knowing that they are local to Bell Gardens and their intention to not just this community but all communities surrounding is to really bring value and bring attention to the vulnerable communities and neighborhoods. Everybody knows now the layout of the city isn't always so even, and I think we really strive to make ends meet and make it happen, make the whole city feel safe, feel mainly in this ecological green ecotone that everybody should be in. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us. We really liked being a local city. I mean, being local organization to Bell Gardens, make our city a green city. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. I'd like to call up Jesse Salazar.
Good afternoon, Council, Mayor Pro Tem. I'm super excited to be here. I'm talking on agenda item 11.2. And so I think Bell Gardens, right? What does it mean to us? To me, it means everything. Our organization is actually located here in Bell Gardens, not too far from here, actually, a couple of blocks away. I was going to walk here, but it got a little hot and I had to drive. But we're more than a landscape company. We're a landscape social enterprise that's oriented and really understand the value of community. But not only that, we bring value in our service. We offer a pre-apprenticeship program to local residents, people with barriers to employment, people who are unemployed, and all those people are locally here from either Bell Gardens, the city of Bell, the city of Huntington Park. And before they come to us, they're struggling to get a living wage. They finish our program, and through our MOUs with different unions, they actually are able to have a living wage, health care, a pension, and go off into the unions. And that's something that's very important. For me, my background, I'm the founder of this organization that I founded 10 years ago. Like I mentioned, we're more than a landscape company. My background is in gardening, right? So I always thought to myself, if I can bring what I've gotten from working with plants and doing landscape maintenance, mowing the lawn, it's that part, that subconscious effect that's very powerful. And it's something that it means a lot to us. As I mentioned, what really distinguishes us is the skill of our crews. So they come, they do the pre-apprenticeship program. After that, that's 8 weeks of training, and then they go off to the union where they receive more training, and then they continue to receive more training at our organization. That distinguishes us from any other competitor, and it allows us to really stand out when it comes to the value that we bring to our landscape maintenance clients. Many municipalities that we've worked with before, we've also partnered a lot here with the city of Bell Gardens. Like, we brought in a grant to plant 15 trees in community. So we're able to do that. Super excited for Arbor Week. And we have more. We're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to be a partner for the city of Bell Gardens. We've applied for a CAL FIRE grant to actually help train 40 residents from Bell Gardens. So what that'll mean is, I'm running out of time, that it'll provide union sponsorship to these people, these local residents. And with the opportunity to work here in the city with this contract, it means they'll work here locally, so those jobs will stay here. And we also, have applied to a Cal EPA grant to plant 500 more trees here in Bell Gardens. And just 2 weeks ago, I was actually at Bell Gardens Elementary School talking to the kiddos about the importance of trees. And I'm out of time. Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Salazar, for that comment. If there's no more speakers, if there's no objection by the members, I will close public participation. We'll move on to external committee updates. Does any member of the council have anything to report out from their external committees? All right, seeing none, I'll go ahead and just report out. I attended a Cal Cities meeting this last Thursday. It was at the USC Hotel. We had a delegation. We had Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara be present there, talk about the insurance rates and the impacts that it's had on the wildfires. Essentially, we're in a very dire state when it comes to insurance across the state. We've been engaging with solely fire, not to mention earthquake or flooding or below sea level, any of those other insurance dynamics. So, he was very affirmative that he's doing everything he can to ensure that our residents get their fair rate of return when it comes to insurance. So, but yeah, that was my meeting. I'm gonna go ahead and propose it out there. Anybody else have anything to share from their own committees?
I mean, just not really share, just full transparency. I attended briefly the contract cities. I cut my conference short due to an emergency. New President Brenda Olmos from Paramount. That's pretty much it.
Just want to say that I might need to miss some of my meetings coming up, so if you're an alternate covering, I'll get in touch with you to make sure that you guys can have an opportunity to cover it if possible.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for that.
I attended the COG meeting, and 2 of the agenda items were for new members for the Metro, and the 2 members that got elected was Juan from Linwood and Martin from Maywood for the Metro seats, and then for the League of City seats was the member from Lakewood. Remind me of his name? David from Lakewood. Another thing with the COG is that we're going in phases regarding the broadband project. One of the struggles, and I'm bringing it up here, we're not in phase 1, I believe we're in phase 2, but the executive director did explain that, the COG is the one holding the contract, but is obviously helping all the cities expand their broadband. What they're encountering is that a lot of the cities are either, 1, not aware of all the restrictions and all the requirements needed to extend this broadband plan, and we have a deadline. We have the deadline of making sure that this is implemented in place throughout all the cities. And so when that project comes to us, I believe we're in phase 2, I'm hoping that our city has communicated well with the COG, has communicated well with what the requirements are needed so that there is no hiccups, because it is delaying the process, and if we do not meet the deadline, we're not able to have that funding and improve our broadband across our city. So I just want to state that as well.
Thank you for that. I wanted to mention one item in regards to the external committees. It's regarding, and it's been shared, I think, in the town hall. It was shared regarding SIACA. I know Councilman Barcena sits on that board, but we had a resident who was very concerned about a neighbor who had their pets and a dog, I think, or multiple dogs, and they've just run into a lot of issues when it came to addressing that matter. So I think our chief and also community development director Manuel have been already engaging with the residents. So I just feel I'll bring it up regarding SIACA.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'd like to take this opportunity to mention a few things about SIACA. You just reminded me of something that might be important for everyone. So we had negotiations going on over there, but those have already resolved. So they came to an agreement with the labor unions. And another thing that's going to be coming up is an audit, like an audit of the entire organization. And that's only to make sure that we are going to continue to be sustainable for the next few years. Generally, it's a really good thing. We've never done it as an organization, but we feel like this is the right moment to do it. And it will definitely be something that will help us stay on track as we move forward.
And I have a couple more comments. So thank you for bringing up the SIACA. that resident did say that she was my neighbor, and she is my neighbor. And there is a house in between our homes that, yes, has a lot of cats, has a lot of dogs, constant. And I'm just going to share something. There was a dead cat in front of the sidewalk in my parents' house called Siaka. Didn't identify myself as a council member, didn't anything. It took 3 days for them to come and get the cat. Okay, and so that showed me the level, or their lack thereof, of the response of Siaka. Obviously, you know, it is an animal, so we're trying to make sure that we do our due diligence. It's not like we can just pick it up, put it in a bag, and throw it away in the trash. That's not the way that works. Luckily, my husband was able to help and put the cat in a bag and leave it there for Siaka, but then people come by and open up the bag and things like that. So I'm just putting it out there as a concern, letting you guys know that even as council members, we're encountering some issues, okay? So the other committee I want to speak about is JPA. So the JPA recently had a hearing on gaming, right? So the blackjack gaming and also the player rotation. And I do want to thank all the city staff who got on that call and spoke about the impact, the negative impact it's going to have if the general attorney goes through with all this. And not only was our staff there present, you know, speaking on this, but we also had neighboring cities talking about how it's going to impact them. And so for all the staff that were on the call and did speak, I truly want to thank you. I am bothered the fact that they didn't allow this to be in person. It was over Zoom, because I think in person it's more powerful, it's more impactful. They see that there's a group united together, you know, addressing these issues. But it lasted hours on end of just commentary regarding this. And so I do want to thank especially Chief. I heard you on the call, obviously Mike, and, you know, my colleagues as well, that were able to make the comments.
Mayor, if I may, I just want to make sure I provide a response in regards to the dead cat. That's actually a very common issue that we have with Siaka and all the cities that are part of that JPA. They prioritize their log based on level of emergency, and as you can imagine, the dead cats don't happen to be at the top of the list, and sometimes it's several days before they're able to go. So do know that they're fully aware of that, but their limitations are real, and there are some cities that have come up with solutions where they reroute all of those requests to the city, and the city has just taken on that responsibility entirely, right? So it is a problem, and that is part of the reason why we're doing an audit. We have noticed that compared to other agencies that do animal control, it's very likely that we're charging each city too low, right? Too little. So we want to make sure that we do a study to determine what the proper pricing would be for the member cities, and then any other cities that that we will provide services to. So I apologize for the inconvenience as a board member of Siaka, but yeah, we are impacted heavily, and I'll make sure that the executive director knows about this, and that we continue to do the best that we can, right? That's part of the reason why the negotiations were also so intense, because you know, staff there is really being worked really hard, and it's always a struggle to make sure that we provide proper compensation and all that good stuff. But thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it, and I'll go ahead and let them know what's going on.
Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate the discussion, and if I can say, in the past, in the first town hall, I know we had a discussion about pets. In the second one, the first one was mostly dedicated to like the aftermath of the pet doing its business, and this next one was very it was in regards to that incident. You know, I appreciate that it's being taken care of, and that we're in communication with the resident. But I mean, it's one of those things that when you think about what the city's sort of taking care of, Right, it'd be great if our own city had its own animal control, City of Bell Gardens Animal Control, what do we got, BGAC or something, whole new department. But hey, I mean, we have this contract with SIACA, and we hope it just continually improves. And I want to thank Councilmember Barcena for your activism on that board and for continually putting Bell Gardens there and showcasing and ensuring that our requests are being made. What I wanted to add for Dr. De Leon Sanchez was, and I want to know if it's appropriate and if it'd be okay, but I think considering what's going on with our card room, I think it's been a while since we've had a presentation from them. Having Mike and John come to the podium and kind of just tell us, how do they see this long term? What's their sort of initiative? I know in the past they were supposed to break ground for a solar system or something in their parking lot, but now that got kind of postponed. So I think it'd be appropriate, if it's okay with you, to maybe have them at a future council meeting, maybe the next one or in the second one in July, to have them present just to kind of give us an idea of financials and just overall what's going on. Because if you drive there, they have new signage everywhere, and there's new restaurants, they have performers now, and it's just like, I don't know what's going on.
So they are investing a lot of money back into renovating the casino, but a lot of things that people don't see behind the scenes is that they're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars monthly on legal fees, right? Trying to battle this lawsuit. And like I mentioned before, because the tribes are, suing all card rooms, and the fact that Park West Bicycle Club Casino is listed first, everybody thinks it's just us, right? And so it's highlighted and it's emphasized 100 times on our casino. But I am going to meet with the JPA this week, and so we can go ahead and bring that up as well, and then talk to the casinos to see if they're able to come and present.
Thank you so much for that. All right, anybody else have anything else to share?
Yeah, I sit on the ICA board, and we have a meeting scheduled for this Thursday. So until then, no updates from the last update yet. But since the summer seminar is approaching pretty soon, I will be providing some updates as they come. So thank you.
All right, if there's no objection, we'll go ahead and move on to the next item, being Mr. City Manager report.
Thank you, Mayor Chavez. Just want to remind people on Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 6 p.m., we have an open art studio available at Veterans Park. And on Fridays, we have the resident art and yard sale at Veterans Park from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. It's been 4 weeks since the last city council meeting, so there have been a lot of things that have gone on with the community and with staff in that time. On Wednesday, May 14th, we held a community budget workshop at 6 p.m. at Ross Hall. That's the first time we've done one in the time that I've been here, outside of those workshops that have been done here in the council chambers. On Thursday, May 15th, we had the Skate Jam event. DJ Irene, who was here in attendance, was one of the performers. That went great. It was from 6 to 9 p.m. And obviously it wasn't just for skaters. There were a lot of people there as well that weren't even on skateboards. On Saturday, May 17th, we had a resident compost giveaway with Athens at Ford Park in the morning. On Saturday, May 17th, same day, there was a used oil and filter exchange event at AutoZone. On Sunday, May 18th, Neighborhood Watch had their annual Blue Mass at St. Gertrude's across the street. On Thursday, May 22nd, Ross Hall held a at Ross Hall, the Community Family Services Center held a financial literacy workshop. The focus there was on savings and budgeting. On Monday, May 26th at 10 a.m., thanks to the council members, thanks to all of the staff here and all of the staff at Park Lawn Cemetery and the City of Commerce that helped make for a successful joint Memorial Day event. On Wednesday, May 28th, we hosted a South Bay Workforce Investment Board 5th annual hiring event at Ross Hall, which was very highly attended, very successful from the perspective of employers and people seeking potential employment or improvement in their current employment. Also on Wednesday, May 28th, we had our second town hall meeting with the mayor at Ross Hall, also well attended. We moved that time from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. to allow more people to show up. On Saturday, May 31st, we had an LA Galaxy family excursion through the Recreation Community Services. They had a full sign-up list with multiple families that went to the game. On Wednesday, June 3rd, so last week, the Mexican Consulate opened their doors for their temporary office at the Recreation Community Services Neighborhood Youth Center for the month of June. On Friday, June 6th, this was last Friday, we had the resident art and yard sale, and along with that, the free farmers market. On Saturday, this last Saturday, June 7th, the Community Family Services Center had another financial literacy workshop that was focused on establishing and repairing credit. On Monday, June 9th, that's, got my date wrong there. We hosted a climate emergency workshop earlier today. I think I have my date wrong on that, I apologize. This coming Thursday on June 19th will be Juneteenth. It's the first time that the city has recognized June 19th as a holiday. It's already a federal holiday. It will also be the first movie in the park, or the first concert in the park at Veterans Park. That was already pre-scheduled prior to Juneteenth being recognized. So that event will still carry on. On Saturday, June 21st at 1 p.m. at Veterans Park, we're hosting another Immigration Family Preparedness Plan workshop with the Mexican American Opportunity Fund. And then on tonight's consent calendar, we have a significant number of items that would be of interest to residents, businesses, stakeholders of Bell Gardens, including amendments to contracts for grant administration for projects including the Shoal Street environmental cleanup, CDBG grants, PLHA projects. We've got $1.5 million in residential street improvements on the consent calendar, the purchase of 2 new public works vehicles that were budgeted in this current fiscal year, contract for demolition of the Ford Park Playground Bathroom, also known as the Sunshine Building, Sunshine Bathroom. We've got an authorization request for Bell Gardens Elementary School so that they can place removable traffic delineators in front of the school during drop-off and pickup times to help with traffic and safety during the school year. We've got an agreement with USDA and the LA Regional Food Bank so that we can continue the city's family food program that happens on certain Saturdays of each month. And lastly, what I would just like to say, in light of the recent ICE operations and corresponding protests, I'd like to ask Chief Camacho if he could provide the council with an update on Bell Gardens Police Department activities the last few days and what he sees things going into the future over the next few days and possibly weeks. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Chief.
I think we could just use. Maybe try Elizabeth.
I'm gonna have to
There you
hold
go.
it.
There you go.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. I think it's important for me to address the mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of the City Council with what has been happening in the last couple of days since Friday. But I would like to first reassure the residents and council that the City of Bell Gardens will continue to follow SB 54 under the Values Act, that we don't cooperate, we don't assist with any ICE raids, or we don't assist with any federal task force, or we don't assist with anything that they're going to be doing when it comes to immigration or enforcing immigration laws. I think it's important that the residents understand that we're going to continue to, provide police service to them, and that they shouldn't feel, scared, or they shouldn't feel like, they can't contact us. We're here to support them, and we understand the fear and the anxiety that is really going throughout the whole city, and we see it. But I think that one of the things that I've been doing is that I've been taking phone calls from residents that I know personally, and like I said, I'm going, in August here, 23 years, and I have a great relationship with the community, and we just want to reassure everyone that we're here to provide a police service to the residents and to our stakeholders. And with what's happening, there's really no communication between the federal government and any of the local law enforcement agencies in county. And I think that's really where it's at right now. They're coming in throughout LA County. They're not letting anyone know. But we also have to understand that, we have to kind of like stay out of their way, because at the end of the day, they're, they have the authority under the federal guidelines. So we're going to respect that, but at the same time, we just want to make sure that everyone understands the Bell Gardens Police Department is not here to provide assistance or support them. And we want to continue to reassure everyone in the city that, we want to continue that relationship that we have been working on for years. And if I could say a couple of words in Spanish. Primeramente, me gustaría nomás recordarle a la comunidad que el Departamento de Policía de la ciudad de Bell Gardens, que es su departamento de ustedes, nosotros no estamos aquí para ayudar a migración. Les quiero recordar las palabras que les dije durante las juntas que tuvimos en los diferentes talleres, que su departamento de policía va a seguir haciendo lo que está haciendo, que no coopera con nada de lo que están mirando en las teles, y nosotros estamos aquí para servir a la comunidad. Y les quiero recordar que tenemos muchos años de conocernos, y de veras estas relaciones son muy importantes para nosotros, y tengan confianza, especialmente de mis palabras como el jefe de policía, como la cabeza del departamento. Yo me hago responsable y les doy la palabra que estamos haciendo todo lo posible para darles la información. Para darles la información que podemos poner a través de las redes sociales. También me gustaría recordarles a todos que lo que miran en las redes sociales, en la tele, que a veces mucha de esa información no es verdad, son rumores, pero si tienen duda o lo que les podemos ayudar, pueden llamar al departamento de policía y podemos ayudarles en cualquier pregunta que tenga o duda. Pero otra vez, yo entiendo, porque yo también fui un inmigrante durante mi tiempo, y entiendo todo lo que está pasando y toda la ansiedad que tiene la gente, pero aquí estamos para ayudarnos.
Thank you so much, Chief, for sharing that, and also thank you, City Manager, for that report. If there's no objection, we will move on to consent calendar, items number 10.1 to 10.16. Does any member of the council successor agency wish to pull an item for separate discussion? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Councilman Barcena and a second by Mayor Pro Tem de la Rosa. Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, thank you. And this is for all items on the agenda. Are there any exceptions?
With the exception for 10.7 and 10.8.
Likewise for me too.
Okay, thank you. Members of the council and successor agency, and just to be clear, this is for items 10.1 through 10.16, with the exception of item numbers 10.7 and 10.8.
Daisy, the motion was made for all items, and we can individually have the council members that are going to vote against any items call it out when they're making their motion to vote.
Okay.
So just to clarify, Councilmember Barcena, was your motion for all items 10.1 to 10.16? Yes.
Okay,
And-
members of the council and successor
Sorry,
agency, Barcena?
Daisy, sorry, 1 second. Mayor Pro Tem, do you second that motion?
So I second Councilmember Barcena's motion.
Thank you.
Okay, members of the council successor agency, Barcena?
Yes, thank you.
Councilwoman Guillen?
Yes, with the exception of numbers 10.7 and 10.8.
Okay, Councilwoman Sanchez?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem de la Rosa?
Yes.
And Mayor Chavez?
Yes, with the exception of 10.7 and 10.8. Those will be vote no.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that. All right, moving right along. Discussion. Let's go ahead and go to local commissions appointment list. Does any member of the council wish to appoint or change anybody on their commissions? All right, seeing none, we will go on to 11.2. Ms. City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor Chavez. This item is consideration of the approval of a contract services agreement for citywide landscape maintenance services. An RFP was issued, proposals came in, they were reviewed. At this time, I will turn it over to Director Bernie Iniguez to provide a presentation. Thank you, Mayor. Go ahead, Bernie. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. O'Kelly. Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. For background, the Public Works Department is responsible for the oversight and maintenance of green spaces and landscape parkways, medians, and city-operated facilities. Landscape activities include routine maintenance, irrigation system inspections, weed control and abatement, turf and ground cover maintenance, and any other landscape-related work. The city contracts these services to private landscape maintenance service providers. The city addresses its landscape maintenance service needs through a contract services agreement, and this is in a form approved by the city attorney. The agreement imposes various requirements on the contractor, including compliance with the scope of work, compliance with insurance requirements, and the payment of prevailing wages that are established by the Department of Industrial Relations, and this is per California law. On February 13th, the city released a request for proposals for citywide landscape maintenance services within the city's rights-of-ways and facilities. This excluded the Bell Gardens Sports Center and the golf course, since these are maintained under a separate site-specific contract, so there's two separate contracts for those services. On April 1st, a mandatory pre-proposal meeting was held at the Public Works Maintenance Yard, and only those proposals from the firms that attended this meeting were considered responsive. During the meeting, the contractors were informed of the insurance requirements, contract requirements, and the landscape specifications. On April 15th, we received 8 proposals from the companies that are listed here before you, listed in alphabetical order. A panel consisting of Public Works and Recreation and Community Services staff evaluated the proposals, and this was done following the evaluation criteria that was contained in the RFP. This included comprehension of the RFP, qualifications of the proposers, the proposal cost, and references. During the evaluation, it was determined that proposals that were submitted by JAS Landscape and Southern California Tree and Landscape, Inc. were non-responsive, since both of these proposers did not attend the mandatory pre-proposal meeting. On April 29th, the panel conducted interviews with all of the responsive proposers. The rank, scores, and the annual compensation of the proposers after the interviews are listed here before you, and these are listed from the highest rank to the lowest ranked proposer. I'll go ahead and bring up this table towards the end as well. In conclusion, in determining a recommendation, staff emphasizes that expertise, project approach, qualifications, and costs are important factors to consider. Mariposa Landscapes, Inc. received the highest score, and SLA Inc. had the lowest cost. Following a thorough review of the proposals and interviews of the proposers, staff requests City Council's direction to select a maintenance service provider for citywide landscape maintenance. It is staff's recommendation that the City Council select a landscape maintenance services company to perform citywide landscape maintenance services, and to authorize the city manager to enter into an agreement with a selected landscape services company in a form approved by the city attorney. That concludes my presentation, and at this point I will be happy to answer any questions the council may have.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Bernie. Really appreciate it. Considering I know some of our council members are not present, we'll go ahead and take a quick 5 to 10 minute recess, and we'll be back shortly.
Okay.
Thank you so much.